He sat on the edge of his bed, staring at his phone alarm. 6 a.m. It was the third time he'd hit snooze. His mind whispered, 5 more minutes. But those 5 minutes had been stealing his dreams for years. Every day he promised himself, tomorrow I'll start. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. And one morning he realized tomorrow had never come. He wasn't lazy. He had ambition, goals, and even talent. But something inside him kept holding him back. That invisible hesitation between wanting to do something and actually doing it. Then one night, while scrolling through videos, he heard a line that changed everything. A woman said, if you don't act on an instinct within 10 seconds, your brain will kill it. He paused the video, rewound it, played it again. 10 seconds? Could it really be that simple? That night, he decided to test it, and what happened next rewired his entire life. His name was Ayaan. For most of his life, he lived inside his head. He overthought every decision, every opportunity, every step. He dreamed big at night and wake up paralyzed by morning. He planned more than he executed. He prepared more than he acted. And he failed, not because he didn't have ideas, but because he never started. One morning, he remembered that quote and decided to try something different. When his alarm went off, instead of hitting snooze, he whispered, 10-9. By the time he reached 1, he sat up. No motivation, no inspiration, just 10 seconds. That moment was small, but it was different. For the first time, he didn't wait to feel ready. He just acted. Later that day, he looked deeper into what he had heard and discovered something called the 10-second rule, a method designed to break the habit of hesitation. The idea was simple. Whenever you feel the urge to do something that could improve your life, whether it's sending a message, getting out of bed, or starting a workout, count down from 10 and move. It sounded too easy to be real, but it worked because of how the brain functions. You see, the moment you think of doing something uncomfortable, your brain tries to stop you. The amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for fear, triggers hesitation. It whispers, what if it fails? What if it's hard? What if I can't do it? The longer you wait, the louder that voice becomes. But when you count down from 10, you interrupt the pattern. You distract your brain just long enough for the logical, action-driven part, the prefrontal cortex, to take control. Those 10 seconds give you power over your hesitation. Over the next few days, Ayaan used it again and again. He'd see his running shoes in the corner and think, I'll go later. But then he'd catch himself. 10, 9, 8. And he'd move. He'd hesitate to message a client. 10, 9, 8. Message sent. Every time he used a rule, he felt a tiny rush, a sense of control. He realized that confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from action. The science behind it explained everything. When you act quickly, your brain releases dopamine, the chemical of reward and progress. That small I did it moment reinforces your decision, building momentum. One small win becomes another, and suddenly you're no longer waiting for motivation. You're generating it. Within weeks, Ayaan noticed a change. He wasn't waking up tired or stuck anymore. He wasn't waiting for inspiration. He was acting on it. The 10-second rule had rewired his brain from hesitation to action. He'd count down and move, whether he felt ready or not. And that simple shift changed everything. He started creating content, working on his side business, and building consistency. But the biggest change wasn't what he achieved. It was who he became. He stopped identifying as a person who overthinks and started seeing himself as someone who acts. The 10-second countdown became his ritual, his trigger for courage. He realized something profound. Life doesn't change when you make one big move. It changes when you start making small ones, again and again. 10 seconds to decide. 10 seconds to start. 10 seconds to silence your fear. Each countdown was a tiny act of rebellion against comfort, and those tiny acts built a new identity, someone unstoppable. So here's the truth. You don't need a grand plan to change your life. You just need 10 seconds of courage. Repeat it over and over again. Every dream you have, every goal you've been putting off, starts the same way, with a single decision to move. So the next time your brain tells you to wait, don't argue, don't think, don't let fear take over. Just count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then move and act, because success doesn't belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who move. And sometimes all it takes to change your life is 10 seconds of action. This was the 10-second rule that rewired his brain. If this story inspired you, share it, because someone out there might just need their 10 seconds to begin.